What's up, y'all? I am your girl, Kandi, and to my left, we have my right hand, my main man, Juan, in the building.
You weren't meant to see this, but the truth has finally come crashing into the courtroom, and what's unfolding will shock even the most die-hard fans. Cameras flash like lightning, reporters scream for every detail, and the air inside that packed Atlanta courtroom is electric with tension. Everyone knows Kandi Burruss as a powerhouse, Grammy-winning, bold, untouchable. But today, the unthinkable is happening. All eyes turn as Juan walks calmly to the center of the courtroom, a black folder in hand. His gaze is steady, unflinching, and the room falls silent. Kandi's heart races. Todd's face turns stone. The whispers stop. Every breath held. Every eye glued. Then he speaks, a voice breaking with anger and pain. "I've kept this inside for years, and now the world needs to know the truth." The folder slides onto the table. Cameras zoom in. Pens fall from journalists' hands. Social media will explode before the day ends. Inside the folder are messages, voice notes, and video clips, each one telling a story Kandi never wanted to surface. A story about secrets, betrayal, and a tangled web of lies that have been hidden behind smiles and photo ops. The courtroom erupts. Gasps. Shouts. Some fans cry. Some scream in disbelief. Todd can't move. Kandi's eyes glisten with tears as the weight of every hidden moment crashes down on her. This isn't just gossip. This is a hurricane sweeping through the celebrity world. A scandal that could redefine Kandi's legacy. The entire world is watching, waiting, and no one can look away. Buckle up, but the courtroom is alive with a storm no one can ignore. The air is thick, heavy, electric. Flashing cameras illuminate every corner, reflecting off polished marble floors. Reporters strain forward, pens poised, phones raised, capturing every trembling second. Every whisper carries weight. Every breath feels like a countdown. Kandi Burruss, a woman known for her unshakable composure, sits frozen. Her hands clutch the edge of the bench. Her eyes flicker, darting toward the courtroom door, searching for answers she thought would never be demanded of her. Juan steps in. Every footfall echoes, a drumbeat of inevitability. The room holds its breath. His eyes are storm clouds, heavy with truths that have waited years to be unleashed. The folder in his hand is black, ominous, authoritative. Its weight feels symbolic, a vault of moments no one was supposed to witness. He lays it gently on the table before the judge, the sound of it against polished wood reverberating through the silent courtroom. It is a sound that feels like thunder, announcing the coming of a storm no one can stop. He straightens, looks at the judge, then at Kandi. The gaze is electric, unstoppable, revealing everything without a word. And then he speaks. His voice is low, tense, breaking just enough to reveal the years of bottled anger and betrayal. "I've waited too long. The truth is here. It cannot be hidden anymore." The courtroom shifts, a subtle shiver running through the crowd. Pens wobble, phones tilt. Some journalists drop their notebooks mid-sentence. The folder opens. Inside are layers of moments, messages, recordings, fragments of conversations. Every image, every sound, a carefully stitched puzzle of a story that shakes the room. Faces in the crowd pale, jaws drop. Some stare with disbelief, some reach for their phones to document what they can, knowing they are witnessing the unraveling of a life many thought untouchable. Kandi's composure fractures as Juan's voice rises. He recounts every moment, every whispered promise, every hidden glance that was never meant for the public eye. His words pierce the air like a knife, slicing through the veneer of calm. Each statement lands like a hammer, striking Kandi's reputation with relentless precision. Todd sits beside her, his face rigid, his hands clenched. The energy is palpable, a mixture of shock, sorrow, and rising anger. He shifts the folder, revealing more evidence. Video clips, snippets of conversations, and notes that detail a tangled web of connections and hidden encounters. The courtroom erupts in subtle murmurs at first, then gasps, then sharp intake of breaths. The journalists, trained to remain composed, are caught off guard, their hands trembling as they record every frame. This is a spectacle that will dominate headlines, trend across feeds, ignite debates, and fracture friendships. Every line Juan utters is calculated yet emotional, precise yet raw. He describes moments Kandi tried to bury, events carefully hidden behind smiles, public appearances, and controlled interviews. Each revelation lands with the weight of inevitability. The room leans in, captivated, unable to look away. Every eye is glued, every heartbeat synchronized to the rhythm of his words. The judge's face tightens, scanning the documents, absorbing the gravity of the moment. Kandi's face pales, her lips quiver as the weight of exposure settles over her like a shadow she can no longer outrun. She looks toward Todd, seeking solidarity, reassurance, but finds only the same stunned, frozen expression mirrored back. The gallery of spectators shifts uncomfortably. Some fans are on the edge of tears, some whisper in disbelief, others hold their phones high, broadcasting live to the world, amplifying the scandal beyond the walls of the courtroom. Don Juan pauses, letting the tension stretch, savoring the impact. The truth has consequences. Hiding it only magnified the fallout. I am not here to harm anyone for revenge, but the world deserves clarity. Every syllable hits hard, echoing with a force that seems to make the walls themselves shudder. The audience reacts. Gasps, murmurs, camera flashes collide, a storm of sensory chaos. The folder closes with deliberate finality. Kandi's hands shake, tears glisten, reflecting the harsh courtroom lights. Todd leans back, rigid, his jaw tight. Murmurs ripple outward. Journalists scribble frantically, their coverage already becoming tomorrow's viral headlines. Social media will explode within minutes, hashtags trending, debates igniting, fans divided, voices clashing over what is real, what is true, and what was carefully hidden from public eyes for years. Don Juan's final words linger in the air, heavy and unforgiving. The story you thought you knew, it's only the surface. What is buried beneath cannot stay hidden forever. The weight of that statement presses down on every person present. Kandi bows her head slightly, shoulders trembling. The magnitude of the moment, the inevitability of exposure, the reality of scrutiny, all converge in a single, fragile, terrifying instant. Outside, the world waits. Social feeds ready to explode. Hashtags will trend. Screenshots will circulate. Clips will go viral. Every second inside the courtroom will be dissected, debated, and replayed endlessly. The narrative is shifting, the scandal is breaking, and a legacy that once seemed untouchable teeters on the edge of collapse. And in that fragile silence, as everyone processes the storm unleashed before them, it becomes clear, nothing will ever be the same. Kandi Burruss is no longer just a celebrity. She is the center of a spectacle that blends heartbreak, betrayal, revelation, and power. Every emotion, every glance, every fragment of proof has coalesced into a drama the world cannot ignore. The courtroom slowly exhales, the tension thick, the outcome uncertain, and the echoes of the scandal already spreading far beyond the walls. Every viewer, every fan, every skeptic will be watching, waiting for the next chapter in a story that no one was supposed to witness, yet everyone now cannot stop seeing. The courtroom trembles with tension as the air grows thicker with every passing second. Cameras flash relentlessly, reflecting the anxiety on faces, highlighting every twitch, every blink, every subtle gesture that hints at the storm brewing inside. Reporters strain forward, gripping notebooks, their fingers poised to capture every detail. Phones record silently, knowing what is about to unfold is history in motion. Kandi Burruss sits, frozen, her hands pressed against her lap, trembling slightly. Her eyes dart toward the entrance, as if searching for an escape from the exposure she knows is inevitable. Don Juan moves with a quiet authority, each step measured, deliberate, commanding attention without effort. The folder in his hand is a silent declaration, heavy and black, holding secrets that were never meant to see daylight. The room goes still. Every gasp, every whisper dies as he approaches the table. The crowd leans in involuntarily, drawn to the gravity of the moment, unable to resist the pull of what is about to happen. He sets the folder down, the thud echoing like a heartbeat. The judge's eyes narrow, scanning the documents with growing intensity. Kandi's face pales. Todd's hands tighten into fists. The weight of anticipation is suffocating, palpable, almost tangible. Every camera focuses, every phone raises, capturing fragments of a moment that will dominate news cycles for weeks. Don Juan speaks, his voice cutting through the thick silence, resonant, commanding, full of controlled rage. The truth cannot remain hidden forever. What has been kept behind smiles, behind carefully crafted statements, will now speak for itself. The words hang in the air, reverberating, causing a shiver that moves through the crowd like electricity. He opens the folder, revealing messages, recordings, and photographs that expose the depth of a hidden story. The courtroom reacts instantly. Gasps, murmurs, and stunned silence mingle in a tense symphony of disbelief. Todd shifts beside Kandi, his eyes widening, jaw tightening. The documents reveal layers of secrets, moments of betrayal, private interactions that were meticulously hidden, and the consequences of those concealed truths now loom over everyone present. The atmosphere is electric. Each revelation lands like a hammer, striking at the carefully maintained image of a life millions thought untouchable. Don Juan recounts moments, carefully measured, describing meetings, private conversations, and exchanges that have long been buried. Each sentence reverberates with tension, the weight of exposure pressing down, leaving no room for escape or denial. Reporters whisper into microphones, hands shaking as they record, aware that the world beyond the courtroom will devour every second. Social media anticipation explodes before clips are even shared. Hashtags begin to trend, debates ignite, and fans fracture into camps of disbelief and fascination. Every frame of evidence, every line of dialogue shared, carries emotional intensity capable of shattering reputations. Kandi's hands shake, her lips quiver, and the tremor of fear spreads across her face. Todd's expression hardens, frozen between shock and disbelief. The gallery shifts uncomfortably, some covering their mouths in horror, others leaning in, eyes wide, absorbing every detail. Juan pauses deliberately, the silence stretching, amplifying the weight of what he is about to reveal next. Every carefully crafted lie, every hidden moment, every whisper meant to deceive, has consequences, he says, his voice steady, unrelenting, piercing through the room like a knife. The intensity is suffocating, as though the walls themselves are bending under the force of revelation. Each word lands with undeniable impact, creating a ripple that spreads through everyone present, binding them to the magnitude of the scandal. The folder slides again, revealing videos and audio recordings, every one more revealing than the last. The courtroom reacts like a storm, gasps echoing, pens dropping, phones jostled. The weight of years of hidden truths crashes down on Kandi, her shoulders shaking as tears form in her eyes. Todd sits motionless, his body rigid, staring at fragments of a reality that contradicts everything they thought was known. Juan's narrative grows sharper, recounting intimate moments, conversations, and details that challenge every public statement, every controlled interview. The room listens, spellbound, unable to avert their eyes, fully aware that what unfolds now will define public perception for years to come. The judge leans forward, absorbing the magnitude, occasionally glancing down at documents that seem to pulse with revelation. The tension is relentless. Every whisper in the room carries weight. Every glance exchanges a silent acknowledgement of the gravity surrounding them. Reporters record furiously, capturing every reaction, every gesture. The evidence presented forms a complex mosaic, showing layers of secrecy, betrayal, and emotional manipulation that no one outside this room has witnessed before. Kandi bows her head slightly, trembling. Todd glances sideways, disbelief etched into his features. The gallery is quiet, stunned, each person processing the intensity of exposure. Social media outside is already ablaze, live feeds circulating, hashtags trending, clips being dissected frame by frame. Viewers across the world are witnessing a story that blends heartbreak, scandal, and the raw force of exposure. Juan's voice rises again, measured yet emotional. The past cannot remain buried. Secrets surface. Lies unravel. And today, everything hidden comes to light. The words are heavy, binding, impossible to ignore. Each word is a strike against carefully guarded narratives, a shockwave through the celebrity world. Kandi leans back slightly, her hands clutching her lap, tears glistening under the courtroom lights. Todd remains rigid, unable to process the unfolding reality. Cameras click, capturing expressions that will dominate headlines. Murmurs become audible, the emotional weight of the revelations pressing down like a storm on everyone present. The folder closes with deliberate finality, yet the energy it unleashed lingers, thick, unrelenting, impossible to dissipate. Every spectator, every journalist, every person present feels the residual shock of exposure. The narrative has shifted irrevocably. The scandal has escalated. Every fragment of evidence, every line, every gesture has contributed to an emotional earthquake that will be felt far beyond the walls of the courtroom. As Juan sits, composed yet charged, the courtroom remains suspended in tension. Kandi wipes tears, her hands shaking, aware that every viewer, every fan, every observer has witnessed a fracture in a world they thought complete. Todd exhales, the weight pressing down, the reality undeniable. Cameras click, phones capture, social media ignites. The drama continues to unfold, electric, overwhelming, impossible to ignore. Every word, every look, every revelation adds fuel to a fire that spreads outside these walls, consuming attention, commanding discourse, and cementing this moment as one that will be analyzed, debated, and remembered for years. The courtroom is quiet now, but the storm unleashed continues beyond its walls, echoing in feeds, in conversations, and across screens worldwide. The exposure is total. The emotional intensity is raw. The scandal is viral. The story is unstoppable. Every eye remains fixed. Every heart is captured. Every viewer is glued to a spectacle that redefines what they thought they knew, shattering perceptions, challenging assumptions, and leaving no one untouched by the revelation that unfolded inside this courtroom. But the truth is unraveling faster than anyone could have imagined. The courtroom is a furnace of tension, every heartbeat syncing with the anticipation of what comes next. Cameras flash, phones record, and the crowd leans forward as if gravity itself pulls them toward the unfolding storm. Kandi Burruss sits frozen, tears glinting under harsh lights, her hands gripping the edge of the bench like a lifeline. Every blink feels like an eternity as Juan rises, the weight of revelation written across his face. The black folder rests on the table, silent yet commanding. Its presence alone has shifted the energy of the room, tilting reality on its axis. Juan opens it once more, sliding out papers, photographs, and recordings that pierce the air with unrelenting force. Every image tells a story. Every sound carries the weight of secrets that have festered for years, now released like a tidal wave. The crowd reacts instantly, gasps and murmurs mingling with the relentless click of cameras. Todd sits rigid, jaw tight, eyes locked on the folder as if trying to block out the truth he knows is unavoidable. Juan's voice rises, steady, electric, cutting through the tension like lightning. You think you know the story. You think it ends here. But what was buried cannot stay hidden. Every smile, every meeting, every whispered word has led us to this moment. The words hit like sledgehammers, reverberating through the walls, through every spectator, every journalist, every viewer watching live feeds thousands of miles away. The energy is suffocating, tangible, a storm of disbelief, anger, and heartbreak. He lays out video clips, snippets of conversations, moments captured that expose the raw, unfiltered reality. Faces in the crowd pale. Some spectators cover their mouths, unable to believe what they see. Some pull out phones, capturing fragments for the world to dissect. Kandi's eyes widen as each revelation lands. Her composure is fracturing, the weight of exposure pressing down like a physical force. Todd's hands tremble slightly, fists clenched in silent support, a mixture of disbelief and anger etched across his features. Juan speaks again, calm yet piercing, each word deliberate. The moments you were told were private, protected by silence, are now visible. They cannot be ignored. What was hidden, what was controlled, will now define reality. Every choice, every action, every secret carries consequences. The room seems to hold its breath, suspended in a tense equilibrium where time stretches and bends, capturing the magnitude of what unfolds. The folder slides again, revealing messages and evidence that leave no room for doubt. Every line, every image, every snippet paints a detailed tapestry of events, exposing layers of relationships, manipulations, and betrayals. Journalists lean forward, some whispering to each other, others recording in stunned silence. Cameras capture reactions that will dominate social media feeds, screenshots and clips that will be shared and dissected endlessly. Kandi lowers her head slightly, shoulders trembling, tears spilling silently down her face. The room watches as the weight of years of hidden truths crashes down. Todd remains stoic, jaw tight, a silent pillar amid the chaos. Every person in the courtroom is consumed by the unfolding spectacle, each revelation landing with the force of inevitability. The energy is electric, a charged storm impossible to ignore, each heartbeat in sync with the unrelenting tide of scandal. Juan pauses, letting the tension stretch, letting the reality sink into the minds of everyone present. The silence is almost unbearable. Then he speaks, voice low, unwavering. You cannot escape the past. Every moment kept secret finds its way to the surface. Every decision made, every truth denied, leads to this reckoning. The weight of his words presses down on the room like a physical force, suffocating, inescapable. The folder closes slowly, deliberately, yet the energy unleashed cannot be contained. The crowd murmurs, phones record, cameras click endlessly. The scandal has escalated beyond control, spilling into every corner of social media, igniting debates and captivating the world. Hashtags trend, clips circulate, fans dissect every reaction, and journalists analyze every word. The spectacle is viral, unstoppable, consuming attention, redefining narratives. Juan rises, voice now rising with a controlled intensity, each word a strike. The story you think you know is only a fragment. Every hidden moment, every manipulation, every secret that shaped perception is now in the light. No one can unsee this. No one can ignore this. What was buried will never be buried again. The courtroom reacts with audible gasps. Some cry quietly, others whisper in disbelief, and all cameras are fixed on Kandi, who now visibly trembles under the weight of exposure. Todd reaches out, placing a hand on her shoulder, but the gesture is small against the tidal wave of revelation crashing through the room. Reporters scribble frantically, phones capture every frame, and social media erupts. The energy of the courtroom mirrors the chaos spreading online, fans arguing, clips going viral, theories exploding, hashtags dominating feeds. The scandal is now a global spectacle, unstoppable, electric, unforgettable. Juan leans forward, voice rising, eyes fixed. Truth cannot be silenced. Lies can only survive for so long. Every moment hidden carries a cost, and the reckoning is here. The world will see what was kept in shadows, and no one will be able to look away. Each word lands with crushing weight, echoing in every corner of the courtroom and far beyond, as the story transcends the walls and consumes the world outside. Kandi's hands tremble, tears streak her face, her composure shattered. Todd's jaw remains tight, his eyes locked on the evidence, absorbing the emotional magnitude. The courtroom holds its breath, the gallery silent, every spectator caught in the gravity of exposure. The scandal is complete, yet the implications ripple endlessly, consuming attention, demanding discussion, igniting emotions, and leaving no one unaffected. The energy remains unbroken, a storm of emotion, disbelief, and raw intensity. Cameras click, phones capture, journalists whisper, fans react. The drama continues beyond the courtroom, spilling into feeds, debates, and conversations. Every reaction, every detail, every exposure becomes part of a viral narrative that cannot be contained. The scandal, the emotional weight, the revelation is unstoppable, relentless, consuming, defining, and unforgettable. The room exhales, but the tension remains, thick, electric, suffocating. Kandi sits, shattered, exposed, while Todd leans slightly, bracing. Juan remains poised, the architect of revelation, the force that brought buried truths into light. The spectacle has reached its zenith. Every viewer, every fan, every observer feels the shock, the heartbreak, and the raw intensity. The story has escalated, the drama peaks, and the world watches, captivated, mesmerized, and unable to turn away. Every frame, every word, every gesture is immortalized. Social media explodes. Clips are shared endlessly. Fans dissect every detail. Opinions clash. The narrative is viral, unstoppable, consuming every screen, dominating every feed. The emotional intensity, the scandal, the revelation, the heartbreak, it is all powerfully broadcast, witnessed, dissected, and shared worldwide. Kandi's reality has shifted. Todd braces. Juan sits, composed, but the impact is total. The courtroom is electric, charged, alive with the residual shock of what has been revealed. Every spectator, every journalist, every viewer feels the emotional gravity, the scandal's magnitude, the intensity of exposure. Nothing will ever be the same. The story continues to burn, viral, unstoppable, unforgettable, emotionally consuming, and fully power-packed. The courtroom doors close, but the storm has already erupted far beyond these walls. Every frame captured, every recording leaked, every whisper amplified has shattered illusions, exposed secrets, and ignited a frenzy that cannot be contained. Social media feeds are ablaze with disbelief. Hashtags trend, clips circulate, screenshots go viral, and the world watches, mesmerized, horrified, and utterly captivated. Fans scream in shock, some crying silently, others debating furiously in comment sections, desperate to make sense of what they just witnessed. Opinions clash violently, alliances fracture, and the intensity of exposure leaves no one untouched. Kandi Burruss, once untouchable, now sits at the center of a storm built from years of secrecy, carefully hidden moments, and a truth that refuses to stay buried. Todd is rigid beside her, helpless against the tidal wave that has been unleashed, while Juan's revelations continue to echo in the minds of everyone who saw them. This isn't just drama. This is a reckoning. Every lie, every cover-up, every carefully crafted narrative has been ripped open, leaving raw, undeniable truths in its wake. And the world is watching it all. Every tweet, every post, every reaction fuels the viral explosion. Every second that passes magnifies the emotional gravity of what has been exposed. You have seen what was meant to stay hidden. You have witnessed heartbreak, betrayal, and scandal collide in a way that will dominate headlines for weeks. The question now is, how far will this truth ripple? How many will be shaken? How many will demand accountability? Share this. Comment. Debate. Witness. The story isn't over, and the world cannot look away. Every eye is on Kandi, every ear hears Juan, and every mind is processing the shock of what just unfolded. The scandal has gone viral, and nothing, absolutely nothing, will ever be the same.